Okay, we're live. Yep. So hello everyone, welcome to Node.js Mentorship meeting. Before we start, I have an announcement to make that might affect the program, but not really. So last week, I've submitted a pull request to move myself to leave the ComCom, the community committee for Node. Just basically because I don't have enough time to keep contributing to the ComCom. I will continue contributing to the mentorship program. This is the first, the reason why I joined the ComCom in the first place, to be able to do this. But yeah, going forwards, we have discussed what we need to do since I'm leaving, and we might need a process to escalate stuff, or if we need any extra privileges or access, we need someone from the ComCom to be able to be this person to help us out. So I've opened a pull request in the ComCom, and we're yet to to figure out who's going to be that person. But it seems that we can just open issues on the ComCom and have folks from the ComCom help us out. Yeah, so I don't think it should affect us much. But yeah, it's something I thought you should know.
That's sad, but I understand. But you are still gonna be the initiative mentorship champion, right?
Yeah.
They're just so not attending the ComCom meetings, right?
Yeah. So for the ComCom, you have to reply on emails and stay active. And I haven't been active for a while, and I attend the meetings once a month or so. So hopefully, leaving the ComCom will enable me to give more time for the mentorship program. This way, I have 3 hours every 2 weeks or 4 hours, depends, to be able to give to just the mentorship program. Oh, here's David.
I agree. I don't think we are going to have any impact on this since we're still part of the mentorship. So we just need to create an issue so we can someone could apply to be the mentorship program on ComCom to report status update, correct?
Yeah, so in the pull request, I already asked for that, and yesterday was a meeting, and I did raise this issue, and we did discuss it, and I also had a meeting with Tierney, BNB, to see how we can go from there. So basically, the person needs to be a member in the ComCom to be able to act as that person. So the main issue in the ComCom, and I guess across Node in general, is that time is the most scarce resource. So hopefully someone will be able to have enough time to help us out in that. Although it doesn't need constant knowledge of what's happening, but they need to be able to provide updates to the ComCom. So at the moment, people who provide this updates are me sometimes, and sometimes it's Tracy Lee and or anyone from the foundation that is joining the ComCom meeting and that has joined our meetings, and they know the status of the mentorship team and the status of the program in general. Yeah. So
I am normally at the ComCom meetings, if that's helpful at all.
So I have to double check. So in the past, you could not champion any initiative without being a member in the ComCom, but this is not the case anymore. This is why I was able to leave the ComCom and stay in the mentorship initiative.
Okay.
But if
I
believe
guess what I'm
it's
saying is
possible, but we
I'm not
have
sure
to double check.
what because I'm kind of here on behalf of the foundation. I don't know how that. I don't know the logistics of how that works, but like from a practical side, if you guys need something from the ComCom committee or want me to tell them something, I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome. You've already been doing this from, I believe, the past 8 or 7 meetings that I was participating to. So I believe Eva is very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll leave a comment in the pull request for like changing my status in the ComCom. So I'll say if I'll say Eva can fill in this spot to provide updates, or if we need anything. Yeah, and we can go from there. I think someone from the ComCom needs to give an okay about this. But definitely, I would love to have you act as that person because you're engaged with the mentorship program.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. So we have many items actually to discuss, but I would love to have this meeting just to discuss the agenda item that we had last week, which is like bringing more people to the mentorship team. So Saulo, you were not in the last meeting, so just like to bring context for you and for anyone watching. So basically, we're trying we're trying to like identify our needs, like where we need more people to help us out in the mentorship team. This way we can like fill in the voids and for the next cohort and the next cohorts and what we're currently doing, we can have like more effective use of our time and also like move faster in the program itself. So we had 4 main needs that we've identified. Basically, we'd love to have someone to respond on issues and like the Slack channel and just like to all outside of the program people that are trying to engage with the program or ask questions or understand like what's the status and all of that. So I believe you've been doing this mostly, Saulo?
Yes, and as I was gonna say, I'd be happy to continuously start reporting everyone that's not doesn't know how the current status of the mentorship and provide the current information. So it's not a problem at all, and I'll be glad to do that if possible.
Yeah, I think you're the right person. Like we can have a vote if you think that's something we can do. Maybe now, maybe offline. I don't know. But yeah, let's discuss this after I finish like the the needs that we have. The second need we have is someone to talk with the mentors and mentees, so we can have this as one person or two people, and basically we need someone to just make sure that the mentors and mentees are doing okay in the program. If they need to reflect any feedback or any concerns, we need someone to have like this listening ear to be able to escalate the issues or help with the round itself. And the third need we have is so it's a bi-weekly checking on mentees to make sure everything is okay inside the program. So I believe, yeah, so this can be like one person, and we can like divide it into like two separate things in the future if we find like we don't have enough, like the person doing this doesn't have enough time to follow up on both mentees and mentors inside the program. And finally, we need some people, and David like raised an issue that this seems vague, and it does. We need someone to help in the round preparations and helping with the meeting, like kickoff meetings and the matching process. which we might need to like make clearer, or we just need someone to be in the like core process and have like more people responsible for the matching process. Last time we all like contributed to the matching process. So if we just find another person that can help us also in that, I think we don't need like a new person just for that. We can have them like contribute to the process and to the mentorship team in general, but they can help with that, like at +1 on that issue. Yeah, so these are our 4 needs. I think before we discuss like anything further, like inviting mentors to our meetings, or discussing when we're gonna start with the next cohort, I believe like it's best to address this issue and find more people. This way we can like have a clear idea of the time estimates and our capacity in general. So what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That would be awesome.
Cool. So maybe we can have a quick vote if, so I think Salo, you've been like replying on the mentorship issues and also like the mentorship channel, and you're also like taking meeting notes. Yeah, this is my only concern, is that you're already taking meeting notes and helping out in other stuff. So
well, from my point of view, I believe they are both relatively important, because if I need to, how can I say, address the community and be aware of everything that's going on, etc., it helps me to understand and write the notes on the subjects that we are dealing and create the issues, agenda, and whatever we need, so we can provide the information for the community. They are both related, both the tasks, so it's not for me, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What do you think, Did and AJ?
Yeah, fine with me. I think he's a good fit for it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, my only concern is like recruiting internally, and we don't have enough people. So it's like we're, yeah, we're just like giving extra responsibility to Salo. And
no problem.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, I think like Salo is already doing this unofficially, so we can have this like on you. So yeah, sounds good. So I think so Eva's not here, but we agreed to once we finalize this in this meeting, we agreed to announce it somehow that we need 2 more people. But I'm not sure if opening an issue and tweeting on Twitter is enough. And also, I'd like to have like some kind of discussion about what exactly we should say in the tweet or in the issue that we're going to open for bringing someone as a mentee.
I have a concern about the visibility of the program. You know, a lot of things that are already public and, well, how can I say, well informed on the meeting notes and Slack channels and whatever. And people are some kind of the mentees that apply, they are not aware of the current status and have the same old questions. You know, so I'm concerned about the visibility of the program and how we are providing this information for the general public. If we are, how can we successfully reach out and provide them the information? So my concern is how we could do that. Even if you're going to ask for more people to join, how can we do this in a, correctly, sort of speaking? Thanks.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think, like for anyone who's interested in, wait 1 second. Yeah. So I think for anyone that is like not fully up to date with the program, which I believe most people are, they find it hard. Like they're not going to read the meeting minutes and see like the latest updates on the program. I think we can help like improve that by putting something on the top of the README file or updating the description of the mentorship channel. I'm not sure if you have any ideas or any, AJ or David or Eva.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Yeah, I saw you got disconnected. So we're
Yeah, I didn't hear all of it.
Salo like offered to act as the person responding to the issues outside the program on the mentorship channel and on the issues in the mentorship repo, and replying on people who were asking like any concern about the program or when it's going to start, when's the next round, all this kind of stuff. So Salo was asking, so most of the people, they don't know the status of the program, and we are looking for ideas how to like make this more visible. Like currently we're in the second cohort, and at the moment we have the journal file and the repo, but that's also not visible to like people who don't know that this file exists, for example.
Okay. Well, would it be possible, I don't know, we could do some social media around it. We could get Rachel to do some tweets from the foundation Twitter account. We could get people to talk about it in the different committees that they're in. I'm happy to like talk about it in ComCom. Who else? That would be my general suggestion, is just like, let's get some tweets out from Node and let's talk about it in ComCom. And then if all of the committee members could do some retweeting of that, just to help spread the word, I think that that would be a really good place to get started. Where else would be a good, you guys would know this better than I would probably at this point, where else would be a centralized place to disseminate, to get information out about different Node programs? Is there something else I'm missing?
So at the moment, we have the mentorship repo. The README file is huge, so I think it's hard for people to like understand the full picture because the size of, like, we have literally everything about the program in this README file. But I don't have any like better ideas on where to put this information.
Okay.
Would it be
we also have,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Would it be possible for us to get like a page on the Node.js website, like nodejs.com/mentorship?
Can I ask another probably super obvious to you guys question, but not quite to me? The purpose of this kind of getting the word out is to get more people on the committee, because we have plenty of people who want to be mentees, right?
Hold on. I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong. We might be talking about different things. I think part of this thread is about getting the word out in general, but I want to make sure that maybe I misunderstood. I thought this original thread was about people being a little bit unclear about all the information when they arrive at the repo.
Right. Yeah, that was what I thought.
Okay.
I would say this is our primary concern.
About people being confused. Okay, I'm sorry. When I switched from the car to come into the house, I missed that crucial piece of information.
No, that's all good. I think part of the issue is all the things that you are saying were very tempting to get into, And
okay. All right. Excellent.
probably, yeah, it's like really important. And so I was finding myself tempted to be like, yes, let's talk about that. But
these are all important issues too.
But I just wanted to make sure we weren't, that I wasn't leaving the other thing behind. Okay, so the thing that I believe that we're trying to figure out right now is, and this is kind of related to what Salo is taking over as what I'm nicknaming the community manager or external community manager or whatever, is that a lot of people come to the mentorship program and they wind up asking the same questions over and over. So for me, like, you know, this thread is, okay, does anybody have any ideas about that? And so first thing that comes to mind is, okay, let's go to the mentorship repo and pretend I know absolutely nothing. What am I going to start to see? So there's the general GitHub stuff at the top, which isn't really doing anyone any favors if they don't know anything. And so on my laptop, it's probably the very first, I mean, it's like really at the bottom, like that I actually see any information. So anything of interest is going to be below the fold no matter what. But at the very bottom, I see Node.js Mentorship. That is the H1. Welcome to the Node Mentorship Program. Okay. Status, second cohort is currently in progress. Check the mentorship journal for more details. This project is bound by a code of conduct, and then everything else is off the screen. So the only things, like as far as we're concerned, the most important things that we've told people that we have control over, because all the other real estate is GitHub files and stuff, is the name of the thing, Node Mentorship, okay, whatever. Welcome to the Node Mentorship Program. Okay, I think that could be improved. Status, and then check the mentorship journal for more details. I don't know if the very first thing that we send them to is the mentorship journal, like if that's useful. Then below that, now I'm scrolling, I see the this hand-drawn mentorship, mentor's guide, mentees lead, connect mentees with people and resources, pair programming, technical guidance, code review, continue learning. Sort of this, I don't know how to put it, like the intention of the program, which is pretty cool. And then we get into the goal. Okay, so then the goal of mentorship program, benefits for mentees. So this is a little bit of like sales background, mindset, and then the mentorship program structure. So that's pretty far down now. Mentorship duration will be 10 weeks. So what, like, are these the questions that people are asking? The mentorship direction, like what's the mentorship duration? It's like, how far down in this README is the information that people are asking most? Like, do we want to trim this down? Do we want to put those most important things up top? Is it really like a simplification and focus that is going to solve the issue? Might have been a little bit stream of consciousness, but that's where my thoughts are.
Thank you. I think that's super helpful. What about, I don't know, I tend to go with quick and dirty if possible. What about a simple Q&A at the very beginning, like, you know, take all of those questions that people get, put them in a README, and then answer them. And then just label it like frequently asked questions.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like turn the README into more of a FAQ, and then maybe have the first question on there be something like, how does the program work? And then link to a separate page that has most of what's currently on the README.
I just would like to say that we always have newcomers, and it's not a problem that they're asking questions. That's not the point. The point is that we every time we see what raises the flag is that I believe we are not providing them, how can I say, we are not spreading the word correctly, sort of speaking. I don't know, we are reaching the mentees and the people, you see. I believe that's the primary point, how to do that.
So like,
I mean,
yeah, getting concrete. Like, is there an issue recently where we can just kind of go through where that disconnect?
I would believe that, for example, we are trying to collect feedback from the mentees that applied but were not selected. I only had one reply on the email, and the communication I used was the Slack channel. So from the point I see, I don't believe people are turned on the Slack channel and following the current updates. So when I say I don't know if the Slack channel is the best way, we provide information status about the mentorship program, because I only I do, and it's hard to collect feedback from the mentees that were not selected, and there are a lot.
I was going to say the same thing. I think it's really difficult to get people to tell you about it if they weren't selected, because everybody's busy, and that's not something that's not an email I would respond to, to be super blunt.
Yeah. So I think everyone brought really good points. Maybe Saulo, you can actually just have like a document with all like the common questions that you're getting, like starting from now moving forwards.
Okay.
From my personal like observation, I see the most common question is people asking when is the next cohort gonna start, and this is something we're not addressing. Like we're saying we're in the second cohort, but we're not addressing like just something simple, like even if we don't have a time for the next, so like a time estimate for the next cohort, I think we should just state that. But yeah, I think having a list of the most common questions that are being asked on the mentorship channel, on maybe Twitter, and even even GitHub issues, we can actually like filter those like top most common questions and have them in the README file. I really like the idea of having something on the website just to bring more visibility, and we can also have some of these like questions addressed on the website. But I think it serves more as like, hey, let's bring more attention to the program rather than people who are already like they already know about the program and they have questions. I think like updating the README file and maybe like doing some stuff on the mentorship channel. Like if we're gonna start, for example, our bi-weekly meeting, we can just post something that, hey, we're gonna start the meeting if you wanna tune in. I believe AJ used to do that, and we used to have a lot more engagement on the YouTube channel, on the comment section, when AJ used to announce that we're gonna start the live stream. I guess we dropped that just because we had so many technical difficulties in putting something on YouTube for a long time.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it.
Another question. Is the Slack channel in one of the first documents that we're putting out there? Do people know that the Slack channel?
That's a good question. So I guess, yeah, we do have it buried like at the end of the README file. And in the form, when you apply to become a mentee, we also connect you to the Slack channel, but that's about it. Like you need to dig deep to find the Node Slackers channel.
Okay.
Which is there's a section stay updated in the README file, which is almost at the end of the page, next to the Slack channel and the Node Twitter account. And we say like start repo to get updates.
Okay. All right. So maybe that's something else that we need to think about doing, is getting the Node Slack channel more prominently out there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so just to summarize, I guess, so since Saulo, you're the community manager now, so you can and like feel free to like have other ideas or change stuff. But as a summary for what we've discussed, just like announcing on the Slack channel, maybe like we can share the meeting notes, or just before the meeting starts, we can announce that we're going live if you wanna tune in. Another thing is having this list, this like shared document that you just put like questions that you're getting from these different channels. And the last thing, which is something like we need to do continuously, I believe, is updating the README file to become more relevant for people that already know about the program, and or they just saw the program and they want to like see the stats update, they have some questions. So yeah, we can definitely bring Node Slackers on top of the page and have like the almost above the fold content more relevant, like David said.
I think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that sounds really good.
Yeah, I think a table of contents would make a big difference at the top.
Okay. That's.
Do we have specific documents directed at the mentors too, or is it mainly the mentees?
So when I wrote this README file, my intention was this is for the mentees, not for the mentors.
Okay.
So we have one small section, basically like you learn about the whole program in general, but my wording was more tailored towards mentees, because I wanted to have this program like as friendly as possible to people who want to contribute for the first time. I think as a mentor, you will get less discouraged if you don't find everything that you're looking for, just simply because you're already contributing to Node in some way, or we've already reached out to you in some way. And my initial thought was mentees will have like this barrier to contribute or to join the program more than mentors. But I do have like benefits for mentors, for example, in the README file. But yeah, other than that, it's mainly tailored toward mentees to understand how they can contribute.
That makes sense. That we're reaching out to the mentors more individually, so this is not something that they necessarily need.
Yeah, for now at least. Yeah, I'm not sure if we need like a separate document for mentors and mentees and have the mentees one in the main README file, which is something like AJ proposed, is to have the main frequently asked questions in the main README file and just link to other README files or like markdown files in the repo. So yeah.
I'm sure it would be nice if we had separate files for mentors and mentees, but that may be a wish list item if and when we have more people to help.
Yeah, which brings us to like the main point that I would like to continue discussing this meeting. So we really need like more like people putting hours in the mentorship team. Hopefully, like after like resigning from the ComCom, I'll have more time to contribute to the mentorship, and also my time is a little bit freer now in general. But yeah, we definitely need those three, or at the moment 2 or 1 person, which is someone to follow up with the mentees and or mentors. So yeah, I was hoping we can get like an action item by the end of this meeting, and we have like 18 minutes left, just to have a general idea of how we're gonna go about that. So we've identified the need of having like, we need a mentor manager and or a mentee manager. But yeah, do you think like it's enough reaching for people on Twitter alone and the Slack channel? Do we have any requirements, like how we're gonna select this person?
Can I just jump in here?
Sure. Hello?
Eva?
Yeah, Eva, I cannot hear you. I'm not sure if other.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I was just going to say, I think that, to be blunt, at the moment, the selection process is you raise your hand, you get picked, because we need help. And unless there's like a giant red flag of some reason, I don't think there is a selection process. Sorry, blunt Eva.
Yeah, my hope, at least, is that if we're gonna announce it like on Twitter or on the Slack channel, we're gonna get lots of people raising their hands to contribute, to help us out. Hopefully, but I think lots of people, especially because they applied as mentees and they're already we're already targeting people who are interested in the program. I think and hope we're gonna get like lots of people who are willing to help out.
I hope then that I am wrong. I hope you're right.
Yeah,
in a previous life, I've done a lot of work in democratic politics, and a lot of it is also volunteer work. And so, generally, in my experience, that doesn't happen. So I hope that the open source community is different than politics.
Okay, so I guess we can announce it, like say that, hey, we need this, and that's a good problem to have. If we like have many people, then we can discuss, okay, how do we
select this? But yeah, I agree. Let's get it out on Twitter. Would you guys like me to ask Rachel to put it out on the Node account too?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I think the only blocker for putting the word out is, do we have like a clear list of what we're looking for, what the role actually entails?
Yeah, it should probably be more formalized before we put it out, so that we have somewhere to direct people where they can decide if that sounds like something for them.
Yeah, I agree, and I hope we can like kick off this discussion in these 15 minutes. So we did discuss it briefly in the mentorship private channel. So
yeah, I think those descriptions were pretty good. We just mainly need it in a public place where we can say, you know, check this out. If any of these sound like you, get in touch with us, that kind of thing.
I think that sounds awesome.
And I'm looking at the Slack channel. I don't see, because we're talking right now about the mentor manager or the mentee manager.
Yes.
Yeah. The description we have is about the people, like the fourth item, which is someone to help in the round preparation, matching, and kickoff meetings. So we have, like I wrote huge paragraphs about this, but we don't have anything about the mentee and the mentor. Okay. But we did discuss it last time, but we don't have it like written in words.
Do we have notes from that meeting?
No. Sadly, Saulo was not here, so no one took meeting minutes. But we have the recording, so.
When I submit this new pull request, it's because I'm not at my home right now. But as soon as I got back today, I'll watch out the last and I provide some meeting notes.
Okay, so I mean, we can just talk about it again real quick. So should we start? Like, what's the most important? The mentor manager, mentee manager. You said you have the number 4, the round preparation, matching, and kickoff meeting. So we don't need that one. So the only 2 left are mentor manager, mentee manager. Which one should we discuss?
Yeah, first, I think we should discuss if we want them. Do you want one person to do this, like for both?
I think potentially list them separately and then say, note these could be the same person. And
yeah, I do remember us talking, like when we had our last meeting, they were pretty different in what they were doing, if I remember correctly. And it's so sad that my brain is fuzzy that I don't actually remember what we said about them.
Yeah, I can try to recall what we discussed. So basically, the person who's gonna like be in contact with the mentees, they're gonna like ping them on intervals, let's say every 1 week, every 2 weeks, and build this personal connection that they can like contact this person at any time and be able to raise any issues like, hey, I'm not comfortable with what's happening, or something wrong has happened, or everything is great and I have this like feedback, or just like everything is fine. And so we need to have this like two-way communication or personal connection being built between this we can call it mentee or something. Yeah, so this is basically for the mentors, for the mentees. For the mentors, it's slightly different. That basically the main thing that we need from mentors is collecting feedback and to make sure that we're like paying attention to their concerns. Things like my mentee is not replying on my emails, or they're not being responsive. And also we need to, so this is like a continuous process that we always need to gather feedback and improve the program. So we need like to, because like the mentors are like a part of what is happening, we also need to gather feedback from the mentors about what's going wrong and what's going right, and inviting them to the meetings, stuff like that. So this is like the main things I have in mind for these two different roles.
They sound fairly similar. I mean, I know they're going to be different because mentors are different than mentees, but as far as the core roles, they both sound like they're partially support specialists, like, someone that can be reached out to and can resolve things. And then the other part of it is feedback, collecting feedback, and then, trying to maybe compile that for us or use it to direct our decisions, which I do agree that it would be preferable if those were two separate people between the mentors and mentees. And we, depending on how much of a response we get, could potentially be 4 different people, mentee support, mentor support, mentee feedback, mentor feedback. That's how I'm kind of seeing it so far.
I want to be a little careful. 4 people might be a little bit much, just in so much as you've got then 2 people contacting the mentees and 2 people contacting the mentors.
So the support stuff in my mind would be not active. It would be someone that is listed, hey, contact this person if you have issues. And then the feedback would actively reach out and gather feedback periodically.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because I feel like there should be one person in charge of like kind of that weekly touch, right? Hey, how are you doing? How are things going? Like anything that you need.
Right. And I should clarify, I'm not against that being, just 2 people. That's totally fine. Okay. I'm just saying as we scale or whatnot.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Split up.
Yeah, I definitely favor having, or this is like my opinion, just having one person, especially because right now we're like the round is over, or we're not exactly sure what's happening. So the round should be over. We did not like contact the mentors to check on them, which is partially my fault. And
yeah, I think I did one check.
Oh, yeah, that's.
I sent emails out to them. There was one. Not that that's acceptable or enough, but we did do one.
Yeah. So I guess having one person, especially because when we initially start, so the next round, I don't think we should aim to bring like lots of mentors. Maybe just like this round, like 5 to 10 people, so 20 people in total. So I think this could be handled by one person. And I think if that is not the case, we can then ask for one more person after we initialize like the process of recruiting like the first person in the first place.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay, so the qualities of the person that we're looking for is someone who's capable of being diligent enough to do that check-in regularly, not forgetting, being able to record that information and put it in a good format, and then be able to surface any issues to us. Am I forgetting anything?
Nope. I think that sounds good.
Yeah, I think we can like bake it in the process. So in the ComCom, before someone joins the ComCom as a member, they have to attend a certain number of meetings, and like they have to contribute in some way. Like they have to be active in some way with the ComCom for it to be like reasonable why they want to join. So I think we can have something similar. This way we can ensure that we have a process to ensure that these people are, like this person that has joined is meeting a certain criteria. So we can have like when we start each meeting, we can have this like checking if this person did actually like follow up and provide us like their update. And we can actually like have them as members after a certain like period or number of meetings or a certain like level of contribution. What do you think? I'm not sure if this is a brilliant idea.
So that it's just basically coming up with a process for evaluation first.
Yeah, I do feel like we should vet them somehow, somewhat. I don't know how, but it does seem a little weird to just take a random person off the internet that said, I'll do it, and say, okay, go talk to all of our mentors and mentees. Here, just go email them all, or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think it makes sense to just check on each when we start each meeting, we can have this status check that okay, it's okay. Bye, Salo. Yeah, so I guess like having a small process to just make sure that this person is doing the thing that we expect. Yeah, I think that makes sense before we like invite them to become official members, especially because we had this experience in the past. So we had Conrad, we have Justin, we had AJ, Ajiri, I'm sorry. So we were excited that these people joined the team, and we made them members immediately. But sadly, like they fell through quite fastly after they became members. So yeah, I think having a process first crucial.
I know it's kind of unrelated. I mean, not unrelated, but the 4 positions are different, and the 4th one is not really the same as the people that contact mentors and mentees, but they do fit better into the goal of bringing someone on board. Like, there's no harm in letting someone join the meetings and try to help us plan and facilitate how we're going to do the next round and that kind of stuff. So if we could bring people on in that regard, just have them sit in on the meetings and give their input, maybe that would be enough to get to know if they're a good fit for the other positions.
Yeah, so you're suggesting to ask for someone to join the team in general, and after that,
not really join, just join the meetings initially and help us plan or give their input. I guess kind of like I did initially before.
Yeah, similar to how Saulo joined. Basically, he started taking minutes, and now he's the community manager. I don't know. What do you think, ladies?
I mean, I think that like, are we deficient in input and ideas, or are we just deficient in hours required to like implement and do these things that we talk about?
Yeah, it's more so the hours.
Yeah, it's the hours. So basically, we have feedback from like everyone that is contributing to the program, and we also like brainstorm on every meeting to how to improve stuff. So I think it's only like execution and hours.
Oh, Eva needs to go too.
Okay.
Before the meeting ends, I did want to mention we probably need to update the README as far as members. Salo is not even listed, and we don't have any titles, so we could put the community manager thing for Salo and potentially formalize what we're having Eva do with the ComCom, call her our ComCom liaison or something of that sort.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should like put core team and community manager, blah, blah, blah. So in the README file, we do have the team members, but they're not specified. Only next to my name, project lead and community champion, which needs to be updated now anyways. So yeah, I think it makes sense to do that. Yeah, so we're running out of time. We have 1 minute left. Do you think we should wrap this up?
Yeah, in case there's another meeting directly after, like there was last time.
Yeah, okay. So I will reach out to Eva to tell her like what we need to do, and I'll ping you on Slack, I guess, after this meeting. Just hopefully, like if you have like some time asynchronously to reply on the channel, just to finalize this and send a tweet about it.
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Real quick, what about write access to the repo? Like, is that a possibility? We talked about that, I think, before.
Yeah. Okay. I promise I'll open an issue today in the ComCom to ask for access for both me, you, and AJ.
Awesome.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Thanks. We're running out of time, so we have to wrap up the meeting. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, David. Thanks, AJ.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you.
Bye.